those places is handling. Dusty Bussy really struggles being handled. As you can see, he's very bouncy and moving. So yeah, I'm going to use food to reward when he handles being restrained. And pretty much what I'm trying to prepare him for is groomers, vet offices, owner trying to clip his nails, things of that sort. Because as you can see, he gets way overstimulated when touched. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to restrain. Now, if I had let me back up a step. Now, if I had a dog that was aggressive, I would mark the word of what I'm going to touch. And what that would look like is if I'm grabbing their paws, I would say paw and grab and hold. You can do that with dogs that are non-aggressive. I just don't find it's a necessary step. However, I do find when I do that with more aggressive dogs or dogs that are a little fearful or unsure of being handled, it sometimes gives them that opportunity to kind of be like, oh, something's happening, and they can start carrying that word with what's happening next. As you can. So let's go on to the handling. You ready? You ready? Oh, I know you get way too overstimulated. So what misconception is a lot of people like, just what I was doing, and it obviously gets the dog wound up. Like, look, and he's like, oh. So if you want your dog to be calmer when you're petting or getting ready to handle, you can have a leash just as such, or just their collar. Again, these are a friendly dog, puppies, things I'm about to treat of handles of that sort. And I just add a little pressure, and I can do smooth and slow. Okay, good. Smooth and slow, and then now I can reward. I have a hole in my tree pouch. Do that again? Yeah. Good. Okay, so I'm not gonna be a cheap boss. I'm gonna give him a handful of food. All right. So we're gonna do it again. I'm going to grab the collar, have a little pressure, smooth and slow, petting. And this is what it would look like forward. I'm not a fan of doing slip leads with this. This is just what I have handy at the moment. It's what we're working with today. Sometimes you just roll with what you got. All right, so this is gonna be that under the chin pull. Chip. And the chip is a marker word. You can use other marker words. You could say okay, or free, or yes, chip. Any of the sort. I'm in a habit of using chip now because of the sport dog. It's actually something that came from Marco, and it just makes it easier in the sport dog training. It's made it easier for little things like this. However, a lot of people use yes, free, break, anything of that sort. All right, so now we're gonna do no leash again because I'm not a fan of the leash. I'm gonna do the paw. So I hold. You see how he fights? I don't let go. Soon as he pauses and stops fighting, that's when I let go. I want to start rewarding that. I'm going to grab the other paw. Chip. And again, aggressive dogs, fearful dogs, puppies that are weird, things of that sort. He's not one of them. You can say what you're grabbing. So like Dusty, I can say ear, grab the ear. And again, I really think it just gives the dogs an extra second to like, oh, they're gonna be touching something, and they can make an association. Again, remember we're preparing, so if he gets all wiggly, I grab that collar, a little strength up, or pull up. I'm gonna do the mouth. Chip. Good. Sometimes when we're like, no, Poppy on the leash, making the dog sit or anything of that sort, it's too much pressure, and then the dog's like, and they get a little bit more energized. So just notice I'm calmly just using more energy and a little bit of pressure to make the dog cooperate. All right, tail. That's a hard one because it's a nub. So this is obviously a high arousal part, so I can help. Good. So notice I didn't let go of that tail. I just, again, used my hand energy to settle him on the front end. Okay? Do the back paws. Chip. If you don't have a dog that doesn't like their kibble or anything of that sort, I'm going to recommend High Value, especially if your dog has a history of being pretty much manhandled and freaking out with it. I know I got some boo-boos there. Thank you. That's so sweet. Chip. So High Value would be deli meat, cheese, chicken, things of that sort. Alright, and then for the big one is the bear hug. This is probably where most dogs freak out the most, because technically it is very rude behavior if you're thinking of it as a dog. I don't get all those kibbles that fell out. Alright, watch out. So I'm going to make him stand, and I'm going to hold him like this. This is how your vet typically holds them, right? Chip! Good. We're going to do that one again, because that was a little hard for him. So again, I'm gonna wrap, put my head kind of right here, my hand blocks. Alright, so that's kind of the gist of it. Before I have a third interruption, we're gonna call it. So just a little handling drills, especially important for puppies. Important if your dog has had bad history with being handled. Trying to do it yourself where you have a relationship with the dog and kind of getting them used to those weird movements. It's huge. So yeah, your groomer and vet will thank you, that's for sure.